Mandarin can seem a little bit bewildering at first because it's not based on an alphabet like English. However, it does have its own basic building blocks, so in this video I'm going to introduce you to some of these building blocks and help you to understand how the language is constructed. Here we have the building block 人, which by itself without any context can mean person or people. By the way, every character in Chinese is exactly one syllable, which makes it easy to pronounce. When you combine the building block 人 with other characters, you can make compound nouns such as 人群, a crowd of people, 男人, a man or a male person, 女人, a woman or a female person. Besides combining with other characters to make compound nouns, the building block 人 can also be used in the construction of more complex characters. So here are some examples. In these more complex characters, I've circled out where the building block is placed. As you can see, when it's on the left side, it gets distorted a little bit. In the female pronoun, the left side component looks slightly different. 认 is to know a person. 他, the male pronoun. 她, the female pronoun, is pronounced exactly the same, it's just written differently. 他俩, the two of them. 他们, they, feminine plural. Here's another building block. This one is pronounced 口, and it means mouth or opening. 开口 is to open one's mouth and say something. 河口 is the mouth of a river. 人口 population or number of mouths that need to be fed. 口 can also be used in the construction of more complex characters, and here are some examples. I've circled out where it's placed in the first one, and I've used arrows to indicate where it is in the second and third one. 嘴 is the entire mouth. 宫 is a hall or palace. 回 to return. What's interesting is that once you've made a complex character, that character can itself be used in the construction of compound nouns. So to take 回 as an example, we have 回家, to go home, 回来, to come back, 回答, to reply back. And if you look at the 答, you can also see how the two building blocks we've just talked about, 人 and 口, are part of it as well. And I'll just show you a few other building blocks. This is 木, which means wood. 木材 is timber. 木偶 is puppet. 麻木 to be numb, like a piece of wood. And when you use 木 to construct complex characters, you can make 森林 forest, 雨林 rainforest, 林 soak. Some building blocks assume more abstract forms when they are used in the construction of complex characters. So to take 水 as an example, in the independent form, you can see it looks a little bit more complicated, but when it's used in the construction of complex characters, it can be abstracted into 2 strokes on the left side or 3 strokes. In the character for ice, the entire shui is put on the right, and then the abstracted form is put on the left, so we have 3 pieces. Shui, water. Bing, ice. Lin, soak. Leng, cold. Lei, tears. And here we have the building block hua, which, like shui, has different forms depending on where it's placed in the character. So in the first one, it's put at the bottom, the second one is put on the left, and then the other 2 is put at the bottom, and it looks a little bit different in each. Hua, fire. Tang, hot, referring to a dish. Shao, to burn or to fry. Zhu, to cook. Zheng, to steam. And by the way, if you look at the character for zheng, you can see shui as part of it as well. And then there are some building blocks that don't have a standalone version, so they only exist in the abstracted version. And here are some examples. The abstracted lid at the top cannot be pronounced because there is no standalone version, but if you look at all 3 of these characters, they all share something in common. They refer to something like a shelter or something that is constructed by humans. So the first is jia, meaning family or home. Gong, hall or palace. Bao, treasure. And I hope this video has given you a basic understanding of how the language works. So if you're interested in learning vocabulary, when you're going through the vocab lists, keeping in mind how all the characters and noun phrases are put together will help you in your memorization. Thank you.